Joining us now, Jamil Jaffer, Director of the National Security Law and Policy Program at George Mason University and former Chief Counsel and Senior Advisor for the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And Jamil, as you heard Justin just mentioning there, it is indeed now a regional conflict. This has regional implications with Iran launching missiles across the Middle East at places like Bahrain, launching at the U.S.'s Fifth Fleet in Saudi Arabia, in UAE, in Qatar. What do you make of the regional implications here?
Well, look, there's no doubt that what Iran is doing here is trying to widen the conflict. Now, they're striking U.S. facilities as far as we know, but there's no question that by launching these missiles into other Arab countries, this is going to bring other people into the fight. A lot of these countries have indicated that they're concerned about this conflict, and yet the United States and Israel have gone forward. And so now Iran bringing them into the conflict by attacking facilities in their region, in their areas, is going to cause real problems and probably potentially bring them to the fight as well.
And Jamil, as we are learning just of the early operations, of course, it was in the middle of the night that President Trump gave that message we just played, announcing this operation. And you have now seen the number of strikes that we've put up a map of the areas. But as you look at the intended goal, the question on so many Americans' minds today, when they wake up and realize what is transpiring and what will be transpiring for days, not hours, what do you see as the end goal here?
Well, President Trump in his message on Truth Social was very clear that Iran can never be allowed to get a nuclear weapon. That the Iranian leadership is what has caused this. It is their fault that they have gone after Americans. He mentioned the 1983 attack on the Marine barracks in Beirut. He talked about the attack on the USS Cole, which Iran may have trained al-Qaeda operatives. He talked about the repeated attacks on American soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan by Iranian proxy forces. So we know that Iran has done this for years and years and years, has gone after Americans. So he made the claim that what we need to do here is take out their ability to have a nuclear program. And what we now know is that strikes have targeted the leadership. Israeli officials have made clear that both the president of Iran and the supreme leader were targeted. And President Trump also called upon the Iranian people that when the time comes, it is your opportunity, your unique opportunity, and perhaps a rare one, to take out your own leadership. He called upon the Iranian people to engage in regime change. So what's clear is the U.S. isn't just looking to terminate the Iranian nuclear program or go after their missile facilities or the like, all of which the president talked about, but also looking for regime change in Iraq, not directly by the United States, but by the Iranian people themselves.
And as we watch the international response in countries, you've got the UAE calling this a flagrant violation of international law. You've got Saudi Arabia condemning it. Do you anticipate that other countries get involved, not just the U.S. and Israel?
Well, look, I think it's very possible. I think the threat that Iran poses to the globe is massive. Obviously, an Iranian regime armed with nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles that can reach across Europe. And eventually, President Trump said that he believed they're building the capability to reach the United States. We know that is the case. And so, it's very possible that countries in Europe and the Middle East get involved, particularly if Iran expands the war by hitting other facilities in those countries. But as of right now, it looks like a joint U.S.-Israeli operation. It looks like it will be swift and aggressive. You've seen the number of strikes in a variety of Iranian cities around the region and in Iran. So we'll see how this plays out. But in the long run, the U.S. and Israel have the firepower necessary to fight this battle and win it. Iran would be well-minded to understand the United States will not take kindly to further attacks on its forces, particularly if American forces are killed. And, President Trump has teed up that American forces may be injured in this fight. He's made that clear to the American people with this post on Truth Social. He's going to speak to the nation later. But the president is prepared to take casualties, but he's also prepared to do what it takes to remove the Iranian regime's ability to have a nuclear weapon. And it's called upon the Iranian people to remove their regime themselves. So this war could be over quickly, but the removal of the Iranian regime by the Iranian people and its replacement by we'll see whom, potentially the former Shah's son who lives here in the United States, that may also come to pass. We'll see what happens over the next days and weeks.
We shall indeed see, and the president hopefully we will hear from him. We're not confirmed that we will hear from him, but we expect that later today. Jamil Jaffer, thank you for getting up early.